Hello and welcome. This is Melskunner, and we're back with some more Motorsport Manager, returning to the Predator Racing Group and the Worst to Best Challenge. So it is time for the second race of the fourth season, and the first race actually went pretty well. We managed to get Santana up into 7th place, which was unexpected, but I think a lot of that was just the chaos of the early season. And I don't know how well we'll do further into the season once other cars that we're facing against are more reliable and don't have to fix their cars as much. I mean, Santana has that nurse ability, which allows her to not have to fix her car throughout the race, and as a result, she finishes pretty well. Unfortunately, we did not pick our higher sponsorship bonus of 9th or above. And out of curiosity, we do have a sponsor slot coming up. So in 24 days, hopefully we'll get some sponsors. We do have 2-star appeal now because of Lottinen's high marketability. And we have a decent team marketability as well. So hopefully that will counterbalance Santana's terrible marketability of 2%. Okay, let's take a look at what we have in the email. So car condition update, we're going to have to repair things. As a matter of fact, how long is that going to take? 27 hours. An interview, I'm just going to reject. And then the result of the race. Just want to get rid of that one message. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of time that we're going to have to repair our cars before we can do anything. And then there we have it. And we're also going to have the suspension done in 6 hours. So we can work on a new part. But let's work on our improvements first. So where are we on reliability? Okay, so we're improving reliability of this, and there doesn't really seem to make any sense to do that at this point. So let's switch over to this instead. And we're going to be having a new engine here pretty soon, I hope. So I think we're good to continue with that and make sure we're doing reliability rather than improving other things. Okay, let's go ahead and continue until we have that part designed, which we now have. All right, let's take a look at that. So that's the suspension, which we'll need for this upcoming race. As the upcoming race, if we look at the calendar, is Munich, and medium speed corners are crucial, acceleration is crucial, and low speed corners is crucial. But medium speed corners is the only thing that's not a spec part on here. So we have rain projected on the race day, sunny for practice, and we have soft and medium tires as our normal type, and then of course we have the intermediates and wets as we typically do. All right, so first thing we're going to want to do is grab the new suspension and start improving that. And you know what, I guess we can improve the suspension over here rather than the engine. Then the next thing we're going to want to do is design ourselves a new engine. It's going to take 13 days, giving us 10 days left to improve its reliability, and more than likely we'll stick it on Santana's car, where she can use the nurse ability and kind of circumvent the downsides there. We're still ranked 10th overall with our suspension, which is I'm not really happy to see, but I don't know how much we improved things, honestly. Let's go ahead and do the engine build. So the only real good one here is the top speed plus. And that also gives us 10% reliability, which will make this a more reliable part when we get it out. So I'm not going to have to work on it too hard to get it up to speed. Otherwise, we're pretty good here. So I'm going to go ahead and build that part. And go from there. And then we'll just go through and keep building the parts. Okay. And we only have one sponsor offer. So in a few days, I'll check on this and we'll update which parts we're improving the reliability of. Let's continue. Okay, this is probably a good point to stop and take a look. So we've got some scouting reports finishing. Speaking of which, let's take a look at our scouting. Is there anyone that we have not scouted? So that would be down here. Okay, so we have a few drivers that we haven't scouted, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with that. So scout, 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 scout. All right. And we're good on drivers for a while, but it's always good to scout these guys anyway. We do have 3 sponsor offers now, so we might as well take what we've got. Okay, so The 1-2-star sponsor is probably the one we're going to take. Not only is it a decent length compared to this, but it's also a lot more money. We don't get as much upfront cash, but this is significantly better than this. And I'd rather have the fixed pay per race than take upfront cash any day if it, ends up paying out better, which definitely will get more money than this one here. 500,000 upfront for 8 races is way worse than 350,000 upfront and 150,000 per race. It'd only take us 1 race and we'd already get to this amount. So this is a terrible sponsor. Okay, so now that's taken care of. Oh, we are first overall in headquarters too. That's kind of surprising. 9th in drivers, still 10th overall in cars, though. So until we get that up, that's unfortunate. Oh, I did want to check one thing. And I wanted to check the new tour center. So the per race income is only 73,000, not the 80,000 that was projected before. And I'm going to assume that is partly because there may be some upkeep to the building, although they should have probably told me about that earlier. But still, we're going to eventually make up the money we invested in this. So long term, that will work out for us. All right, so let's take a look at the improving parts. That's why we paused in the first place. We're going to cancel improving that suspension and start improving something else, like this, for instance. There's not that many parts to really improve the reliability of, so it's, getting up there pretty quickly. Sponsorship-wise, we're 6th overall, and we're pretty close to the average point. So I'm just going to let it go until we get to the natural pause point here, which honestly isn't that far away from another pause point we're going to have, which is the engine getting designed. Okay, so we're up into the 60s with a lot of the parts here. I think I'm going to back off on these brakes and work on the suspension over here instead. And I might even, well, we're going to have that new engine coming out soon, so we'll just sit for a little while. We have another scouting report finished. Let's go ahead and continue, get this over with, and we'll get that engine designed, and then we'll start improving its reliability. But it's actually getting pretty close to the point where unless I'm building something, I'm going to, or unless I have a newly designed part, I'm probably going to do performance upgrades as well as the reliability improvement. What did we pause for? There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so we've got the engine designed. We're going to go ahead and design another part here. And what's coming up on the calendar? That will help me decide on what I need. So Milan's coming up. That's the one that's very top speed oriented. Getting better brakes would be good to help us for that track. We could get another engine as well. I kind of want to try for the brakes, though, because it's possible we might get them done in time for this race. So let us design that instead, because it only takes 5 days to design brakes, and we have 9 days to go. So I might just be able to get it in. Let's see. So we're going to want deceleration plus 25 to max. And then, to get the best out of this without taking any risk, we're going to have an additional 5 days, which is going to end up finishing beyond. That seemed to add on a lot more than 5 days. That's 12 days. I guess adding on these things must add on time. No, see, it didn't with that one. I wonder if that calculation is incorrect, because that actually added on. That added on 7 days. I think that may be incorrect there. Oh well, we're still going to do it. It'll happen after the race, unfortunately, but if we want to get the most out of this part, this is the way we're going to have to do it. So let's go ahead and build this part. And we're getting really close to 300, which is starting to get in the realm of being competitive, which is what we're trying to do for this season. So let's build this part, confirm, and then let's go over to the improved parts and make sure we're improving that new engine. so we can get it up nice and reliable. So we'll cancel that and start improving that. And we're almost to 60% with our new part. And also, it's going to start getting to the point where we're going to want to predominantly focus on performance upgrades of things that we have built, because we're going to start building secondary parts here. So we'll do that and that. I guess we only really have 3 parts. So the next thing I'm probably going to build is the engine, just because it's going to be coming up more often than suspension is. So I guess I will improve this secondary suspension here, because we'll probably be sticking with it for a while. And we've got reliability full until we get through these 9 days, which we'll do now. We'll wait until this natural pause point, and then we'll check the parts. Okay, so this one is now up to 68%. So I'm going to back that off, and we're going to start improving the reliability of this part. And we also have 69% here, so I guess we could stick with those brakes because they're going to be important for an upcoming race. Alternatively, I could improve these brakes. Even though we are just building a new set, it will be important for the upcoming race that we're about to do in 3 days. So we'll do that. Let's go ahead and continue. And here we go. Travel to Munich coming up. All right. Let's get into the fitting of our parts. We're still ranked 10th overall in engines. Kind of shows you how far behind we are. And we're still ranked 10th overall as cars as well. All right. Well, in any case, let's go to the fit parts screen and fit our parts. So we have engine. Switch those around. We have suspension. We already have the better suspension here. I might have to switch something else around to make Lottinen happy. So we'll do that instead, although that gives her the less reliable brakes, which I'm a little bit concerned about. And interestingly enough, this suspension is now more reliable than the other one. All right, well, in any case, I think this is a good setup here. We're giving the suspension edge to Lottinen, which is going to hurt, actually, for this race. Oh, no, wait, never mind. We did the brakes. That's right. Okay. We'll probably switch that around for the future. All right, so we have that. I'm still going to go with 16th or above here because I don't know how well we're going to do here. It would be really nice to get the 9th or above bonus, though, 450,000. And we may be able to pull it off with Santa Ana like we did last time. It's tempting, but I still think the safer bet is 16th or above. I'd rather have some money than none. All right, let's race. And because the first race we did went so well, I'm really tempted to do the practice here again. But this might be one of the last races we do that for. I mean, this is going to be another gauge of our ability because cars are going to be more reliable than they were last time. The other thing I have to consider here, though, is the fact that the bonuses we might get here might not be all that helpful. Okay, so let's change your setup. Need a little bit less downforce, although I don't know how much I trust that, so I'm not going to go too far with it. Looks like we need to go softer on the suspension. And we need to go much more towards acceleration, which I kind of feel might be true. All right, we'll move that around a little bit. This might be a little overboard, to be honest with you. And, medium tires or soft tires? I'll run medium tires on Lottinen's car. I'm going to run softs on Santa Ana's car because I want to see the difference. We need higher downforce here, which I would kind of expect a little bit more, but I'm still not going to take it too far. Handling, I'm not going to move at all because it seems like it's kind of in the middle point. And they're saying longer gear ratios, huh? Well, I'm not going to go too crazy with that either. I'm just going to put it about there. And you're going to take soft tires. All right, so as I said, we're going to take this practice, but this is maybe the last time we do so. Okay, so send out. Send out. Alright. Downforce is good. I love that. That makes things a lot easier to set up when you have that. Our Saldana is passed. Ottinen. Okay, another positive here. But nothing else yet. Okay. Not telling me which way to take it, though, so hopefully it's not too far off. We're not doing too bad in practice yet, but some cars might not have gotten around too much. We need to run more angle on the wing. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, more acceleration. More wing for Lahtinen. More acceleration for Santana, and I think that's all of the things that Santana had to tell for me. So we're not going to see any more feedback from her. Lahtinen, we might. Temperatures look cool. All right, soften, more wing. Soften, more wing. Okay, try and remember all that. Let's push them temp in these tires. Soften, more wing, more acceleration. I just have to repeat those things to myself a lot because I oftentimes forget. When you have the two different cars and they're telling you different things, it can be easy to get confused. Which is one of the reasons why, hey, if one of these mods come out where they give you a hint on, you know, what the drivers had to say, a reminder, that would be really helpful. Okay, so more acceleration. That's definitely the one thing that is way off. We're okay on the handling, and because she didn't give me an indication of which way to go, I really don't know. And I kind of thought with this gear ratio, going long was the wrong way to go. So I'm going to go way down to acceleration. This is going to adjust the handling a little bit, and I'm not sure how bad off we'll be with that adjustment. But if it goes to poor, then we'll know that it went the wrong way, which is towards oversteer, and we'll take it the other way, if I remember. I think we're okay to stay on the same tires, so I'm going to send you out. And let's switch over to Lahtinen, who should be coming in right now. Okay, so need more wing angle and softer suspension, I believe. Or was it too soft? I don't know. This I remember for sure. I needed more angle, and seems like we have to make that pretty drastic. So, and let's try and bounce that back, and in theory that should be the direction of soft right there. So if we get better performance after this, then we know we went in the right direction. If we don't, then obviously we didn't. All right, and you can stay out on the same tires as well. Okay. I'm only going to have a few minutes of feedback here, so let's follow Santana. So now 17th and 20th in the practice. As I was saying, cars hadn't gone around too much yet, so it was hard to say if that 8th and 10th would stand, and clearly it hasn't. Have them push just to get temperature in those tires, not that it particularly matters. Okay, speed balance is much better, that's good. Aero's better. It's not really telling me something I don't know, though. I'm more curious is the suspension over here. Actually, both cars, to be honest with you. I didn't change the arrow, so that is completely useless information. Thank you very much, Santana. We only got level 1 of trim, so that's no good. And I missed whatever she had to say, so... Okay, well... Let us... Santana, okay, good. Let's take a look at what we ended up with. It's very dark. I don't know if it's going to start raining early. I'm going to have to take a look at the weather forecast. Okay, so it's going to start raining, but it's going to be a little bit into the race, so I might go with softs like we have now. Let's get our bonuses. So race trim and nurse is going to be the ones we take. And then over here, unfortunately, sweeter spot, the first bonus we get, is useless for us in this racing series because there is no qualifying. So race trim is all we can take. Okay, so definitely we took this in the wrong direction, but this is better. So let's first go through here. Tire choice is fine. Fuel is good. Okay, so we're pretty much golden here. I'm not going to really move anything around too much here. 79% balance is fine enough for me. But over here, we know that this went in the wrong direction because now we're on very poor. And we're on poor here, so that means that we technically might even need more downforce than what we have. I'm not going to go too crazy with it, though. Over here, though, we definitely need to bring the suspension more towards the stiff side of things. And because I've got it decently balanced with the speed bounce here, I may just take it as it is right here. And I think I'm going to go with softs as well, just because I think when the rain's going to come in, we're going to want softs. It sucks that we might have to pit our 2 drivers at the same time, but that's just the way it's going to be. And then driver strategy, we're going to push some temperature in those tires because we know we have to do that anyway. Well, in any case, I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.